Hello, everyone. Welcome to the What's Left podcast. I'm John here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band of podcasts here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Um, Guys, we got so much going on today. And God, this is like my nightmare. But we're gonna have to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein list today.
Fuck yeah, we are.
My God. Before we get into any of this, please do like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Oh, God damn it. Let's start with some real news first.
Bush did 9/11. The birds aren't fucking real, and they're all fucking pedophiles.
I mean, I don't know. We
One truth and two truths and a lie. You pick it.
That seems generous, but I'll allow it for now. Um, so I'm gonna let Aaron Parnas do what he does and kind of explain just a little quick update on, we reported on Alligator Auschwitz earlier, and we keep these updates in mind, but yeah, we don't want to not keep on top of it, and apparently it's bad already, worse than you could have imagined, which is pretty on brand for the GOP.
I have a
So
major PSA. We live in a 24-hour news cycle, which means that there is so much information, oftentimes you can't consume it all. But if you can, I want you to consume one piece of information consistently. And that's what's happening with immigration policy in America, specifically the conditions at ICE detention facilities in the Everglades and elsewhere, because this is too horrific to look away from. Just today, we had reports of migrants being fed food with maggots in them, migrants going 4 days without a shower, migrants being denied access to religious material like a Bible and being told that they don't have a right to religion in the facility. You then have in Los Angeles, literally horseback CBP agents traverse and march on a park to intimidate LA County residents. These are stories that cannot get lost in translation. I won't let them get lost in translation, and I just need your help to keep them at the front of the news cycle.
yeah, no problem, bud. We got you. Because what the fuck, man? Like denying people these supposed Christians denying people the Bible in the fucking swamps is just on brand hypocrisy, is it not?
They scream about assimilation, and then they're like, "No, not like that, you fucking idiots."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they know what assimilation means, honestly.
No clue, dude. Charlie Kirk said it one time in a podcast, and now they just fucking parrot it back and forth.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen the one where Jordan Klepper is interviewing these kids on the college campus, and it's just like, well, Charlie Kirk, he says things, and then I can memorize them, and then I know what to say. Oh my God, damn it. And I know that's true because like I can't tell you how many times in the comments on our TikTok videos, somebody be like, that's a straw man argument. I'm like, but you don't even know what the fuck that means. You have no clue what you're saying whatsoever. That's something Charlie Kirk just loves to say, and you're saying it because you heard it on Charlie Kirk. That's all that is. But yeah, Jake, you said you didn't see the video of MacArthur Park?
Mm-mm, I did not.
Got you, dude. This is fucked up, man. I just like nothing is this is literally nothing going on. This is yeah, I don't know what the video of the actual park is. Yeah, so they just like deploy them onto this soccer field in the middle of the day for these raids. There's some kids out there playing. Of course, they all ran away because what the fuck? Look at that shit, man. That is just like some serious third world country stuff. That's Los Angeles. That's our military. There's video of the military vehicles in the street as well. And it just, I mean, absolutely lost your fucking mind. Lost your fucking mind.
Okay, well, maybe I'm just super naive, but I was thinking like three horsemen. I was not expecting that. When you said
Yeah,
horse, I was like, oh, there's a dude riding around with like a gun in the park. No, 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 no.
no, no, no. Yeah,
Yeah, if you're wondering if we live in a fascist police state, the answer is yes.
And it looks like the scene from Elf when they send the horses after Santa Claus in the park.
Oh no.
That's what it reminded me of.
Jesus Christ. Are we not singing enough Christmas carols? Is that what's going on?
That's the problem, you fuckers with your happy holidays.
Oh my God, it's the war on Christmas.
It is, dude.
Oh man, I hate it when the right's right.
That's just truly mind-boggling to me that like you said, it looks like a third world country. Like
Yeah.
the government's coming in doing sweeps in the middle of fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What?
Right. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we like would say, well, see, if you lived in another country, this is, they have the military in the streets, you know? There's an excuse for America being, not having universal health care. It's like, well, at least here you have the freedom to not have the military attack you on a horse. Psych. Yeah, so that's, I mean, just absolutely absurd what's going on there. And then too, like with there's the Kilmar Abrego Garcia thing keeps going on too. Um, so Kilmar's lawyer said that the DOJ had informed them that they were going to try, if he was released from prison, they were going to deport him regardless, without charging him for the crimes that he supposedly committed that they had brought him back for. Ostensibly, they brought him back to face those charges, but they were going to deport him without making him face those charges. So obviously, what that tells any sane person is that they have nothing, that this is a load of horseshit. There's no case, and they're going to get embarrassed if they put this shit in front of a grand jury. Because the judge looked at it and was like, he's not a threat. These aren't charges. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just backwards fucking pageantry. They're just hoping that they can like appeal to their fucking supporters that like, oh yeah, we're tough on crime. No, you're fucking not. You're
Yeah.
just deporting brown people, bro. We know what it is.
Racist.
Imagine being lied so much that you really have to commit to it that hard.
Right?
Like been caught 3 times now, and now you're just trying to dance around it. It's crazy.
And I think
It,
what's even crazier is that like this is like what the MAGA crowd will believe. Like they got him back long enough to bring these charges. All the MAGA needs to know is he was brought charges in court, in a court filing, any charges. And now they can say whatever the fuck they want and MAGA will believe it. So, oh no, he was in court. He was there. You know what I mean? All they need to sell their lies to their base is just the smallest kernel of truth. And so having brought him here and charged him, now they just, I'm sure that there's not a diehard MAGA that wouldn't just take that as gospel, like, oh, everything they say about him must be true. With
because they
without
don't.
Trump.
None of them have a foundation of like fundamental beliefs. They don't carry a belief that like will stand the test of time or stand through like whatever thing that the MAGA does that like doesn't go with that belief because then they just simply change their belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because their only belief is in Trump.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit of shake, shake in that today, but I'm sure they'll come around even on the Epstein thing. But we'll get there when we get there.
I'm over here fucking itching.
I know. Guys, this is serious
It's all right.
times.
I know. Serious topics.
Serious times. Okay.
I want it on my desk by Thursday.
I get 2 weeks. I'll have it for you in 2 weeks. Uh, so anyway, yeah. So on top of that, to that point, the judge also ruled that the Trump organization, whatever the fuck you want to call these assholes, is smearing him on television. They're calling him a terrorist. They had to retract the statement because somebody who was on Fox News said that he had killed Americans, which he wasn't charged with. There's no evidence of. It's never happened. And it's not even in their indictment, so like just going above and beyond and just saying things that he's not even charged with, let alone convicted of. But a staggering number of people don't even understand what due process is. So I guess it's not surprising that they can get away with telling people these things. But yeah, so they tell him to stop defaming him. 20 minutes later, Stephen Miller's on Fox News calling him a terrorist. So there you go. That's their level of respect for the law. It's for thee, not for me. 100%.
And it's never going to stop as long as we continue to allow these people to have power.
Absolutely. Elections
As long
matter,
as we,
people.
as long as we continue to allow hate to win, it is not going to matter because they are above the law at this point. The Supreme Court has made sure of it.
Absolutely. And the pardon power being what it is, like none of them fear any kind of prosecution. So that's definitely fun. All right, so yeah. The next order of business we got to talk about is this meeting with war criminal and child murderer Bibi Netanyahu in the White House. Oops, that's not the right video. Wrong guy. Right time, wrong guy. We Yeah, so Bibi Netanyahu comes and he's given the hero's welcome, unlike say Zelensky, who actually is a hero, being treated like a fucking scumbag in the White House. This man is invited to this pageant show. I don't know what even is this.
It's
Like they're
pageantry. I mean, nothing more than just rolling out the red carpet for a fucking war criminal.
yeah, it's half press conference, half absurd state dinner. And this is if this was a movie, this is where you would lose your shit laughing.
Before we start this, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong here, but that flag behind that gentleman does not look like the American flag in the fucking White House.
Right.
I don't know for sure. I know that we're pretty tight with them, but it still does not look like the American flag hanging in the fucking White House.
No, it doesn't. Now, see, ours is what? It's a blue field with white stars. That's a white field with one blue star. Where have I seen that before? Yeah. All right. Interesting. So yeah, that is the White House, though, regardless of the colors we're flying. So guys, get ready for the ultimate and watch Bibi eat Trump's ass on national television.
I want to express the appreciation and admiration not only of all Israelis, but of the Jewish people and many, many admirers around the world for your leadership of the free world, your leadership of a just cause, and the pursuit of peace and security, which you are leading in many lands, but now especially in the Middle East. We have great opportunities. The President has an extraordinary team, and I think our teams together make an extraordinary combination to meet challenges and seize opportunities. But the President has already realized great opportunities. He forged the Abraham Accords. He's forging peace as we speak in one country and one region after the other. So I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow. Thank you very much.
He has no idea what
coming
the fuck
from
that
you in
paper
particular,
says.
this is very meaningful.
Yeah, coming from in particular, it is very fucking meaningful. It is particularly meaningful coming from a goddamn war criminal. It's particularly fucking meaningful.
The fact that Netanyahu's allowed to fucking nominate anybody for a peace prize is astonishing.
I don't think the Nobel Peace Committee is taking his fucking phone calls. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't think he's got a lot of sway over there. So I don't think that's gonna happen for him. I think he might need better sponsors.
The committee pretty much said today in a roundabout way that there is no way in fucking hell Trump is going to get a fucking Nobel Prize.
What? No Nobel Prize for killing 1,000 people going after some fucking fake nuclear bombs in a mountain site that you didn't fucking demolish?
Yeah, can you imagine if we gave Bush a fucking Nobel Prize for turning Iraq into a parking lot?
I years ago I couldn't have. Today, it seems like the only right thing to do. You know? Here's your Nobel Peace Prize for less than genocide.
That's essentially what it is.
I mean, seriously, like it's like the bar is so low for for world leaders right now. It's insane. Like all of these guys are facing charges, should be in jail. The evidence is clear cut against both of them. While this is happening, Israel bombs the Abu Halu school and which have been turned into a refugee camp. This is what the man the Nobel Peace Prize. This is where people have been hurted.
Hey, real quick, if you're going to talk, you have to turn down the audio on the video because I can't really hear you talking.
Okay.
Just so you know, just turn down the audio on the videos because you're not coming through clear.
Good note.
Yep. That's disgusting. It's a school. It's a place of refuge. It's where these people are supposed to be safe during this time. And they're just like, actually, fucking burn it down.
Yeah.
That means nominating people for a peace prize. The irony.
Yeah. It's twisted. This guy. Man responsible for this. Man who is responsible for the death of hundreds of Palestinians daily. Man who is responsible for scenes like this. Is in the White House being served fucking caviar or some shit.
Probably Big Macs, but either way, it means a lot to Trump. Big Macs mean a lot to Trump.
That's true. KFC.
Yeah.
The fancy stuff.
This man is in our fucking White House. This is what we're celebrating. Look, bro, fuck Israel. Fuck Israel, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu, fuck the whole operation. And the fact that we're continuing, like, bro, y'all are no different. Trump swore it was a new time and it would be different than the old administrations and this, that, and the third. Bro, y'all are no different. Y'all are no different. Y'all are the exact same. You're funding the fucking war machine that is Israel and the war criminal that is fucking Benjamin Netanyahu.
Different, worse.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, what do you mean? You're just more pro-Israel? I don't get it. In the fucking White House?
In the White House.
Crazy.
They reaffirmed during that dinner, and I'm not going to play that clip because it gets fairly useless, but basically they ask, are we going to go through with the Trump plan to relocate people to ethnically cleanse the country, basically, to send people to other countries? And the answer was yes. Yes was the answer. This is straight from the horse's mouth.
The latest that we've heard now is from the Defence Minister Israel Katz, this plan to essentially move 600,000 people initially and then the full population of 2 million people to what he's described as a camp on the ruins of Rafah in the south of Gaza. He's talked about screening people to get in, to check that they aren't Hamas operatives, and to encourage then emigration. Otherwise, people wouldn't be allowed out into other areas of Gaza. Now, this has been strongly condemned by international lawyers who say that this is essentially pushing people into a confined space like this. Wider plans that the Israeli government has touted as well have been condemned as well by international lawyers as amounting to expulsion, not least, for example, the plans which Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu discussed, which include this idea of trying to get other countries to take in Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. Donald Trump said that other countries in the region were cooperating. Benjamin Netanyahu said that they were close to agreeing with other countries' plans to take Palestinians in, but contrary to this, Arab states have actually been trying to come up with alternative solutions, because such a solution to expel people from the Gaza Strip would amount to expulsion under international law.
Yeah. Well, what they won't say, what I'll say is they're herding them into a death camp. Like, they're herding them into a trap to murder them. It's get out or get killed.
Yeah, is that not just a bigger concentration camp?
That's exactly what it means. Like, we'll name it. The BBC might not want to name it, but the BBC had a whole slew of staff quit because they said they had to push pro-Israel propaganda. And so that message, that level of reporting is coming from a place that is actively pushing pro-Israel propaganda. That's how bad it is. That's fucking wild. Nobel Peace Prize, kiss my ass.
Can you remind me of all the other countries that have invited Benjamin Netanyahu to come have dinner?
Yeah, there's the United States. Yeah. I'm not really even sure he's like particularly been invited to dinner in Tel Aviv. Haven't really.
He will be prosecuted if he steps foot in multiple other countries.
Almost every other country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Russia has closer ties with Iran than Israel. So I'm not really sure even like among the dictators where he stands. I'm sure his only friend is the US. It's like the annoying little friend that, hangs out with the US, and, the US brings him around all the time and nobody else likes him. They ask him to stop bringing him, but he keeps bringing him anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the sick video, the Trump Gaza video, that's a real plan, and it's in effect. And in order to execute that plan, they have to execute the Palestinians, and that is where we are at. Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot emotionally.
Dude, I hate seeing those videos with the littles, bro. The kids kill me every time.
And I know we all see them in our feed, and I know. But I just felt like, in particular, there was just a real visceral reaction to me, and I don't feel like anywhere in media is it being pushed hard enough how fucked up it is to have Benjamin Netanyahu sitting in the White House right now, considering everything that is going on in Israel, in Gaza, in the West Bank. In Yemen, and all over the region as well, where they're using our taxpayer dollars to bomb the fuck out of everybody around them, where they've leveled an entire civilization in Palestine. I mean, and then they're just like, every time somebody pops up a tent, they're throwing a 6,000-pound bomb at it. And and he's sitting in the White House. I don't like to beat a dead horse, but I felt like really like this was just too much. This was.
Oh yeah, fuck him. Yeah, no, we need to talk about that. Fuck him. Fuck Trump for supporting it. Fuck them.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the Epstein files.
Fuck right, we are.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like we need like new intro music, for the part of the show that John hates.
The dream of conspiracy theories is alive in Portland.
I hear the X-Files theme going through in my head. But okay. Here's the reason that we're going to talk about it. Because DOJ says, comes out and says there's no Epstein list, there's no client list. And whatever. I still don't care, right? And then the president of the United States, in the middle of his press conference, has this reaction. And I mean, he just wigs out. There's no other way to say it. He loses his fucking mind. This is a man that will talk about any subject. We'll talk about windmills for 6 minutes. Any subject at all. But this, I don't know, we just gotta watch.
Your memo and release yesterday with Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones.
I forgot the level set. This question isn't even directed to him. This question is directed at Pam Bondi. And he fucking jumps across the table to slap this question down.
Is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So,
listen, this conspiracy theory is too deep. Worked for Mossad. He was MI6. Whatever. Okay.
Could you resolve whether or not he did, and also could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the minute set?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you...
Oh, shit, yeah, there's tragedy. Fuck.
Yeah, he couldn't even decide why he was shooting it down.
He has no clue that they released a memo literally on Sunday night about the Epstein files. He's lost in space, bro. No clue that they did that.
None. Zero.
Yeah.
So I really want to go. I really want to share some of the memes, but I forgot to, and I don't have. Well, I'd have to change my phone. So, but basically this whole thing is just it's off. It jumped off the internet. Like it took the internet by storm as soon as this happened. Like all afternoon, this has just been blowing the fuck up. The Epstein files, and for me, so I don't know. Are either of you guys big like believers? Like, are you true believers in the Epstein files?
Oh yeah, they were fucking them kids, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right, sure.
Democrats, Republicans, celebrities, the whole list was on it, 100% without a doubt. So much so that they fucking paraded binders in our face 2 weeks into Trump's administration of the Epstein files phase 1. Like, that's what they did. They were so serious about it. And then the people that Trump appointed saw what was actually in those files. It was like, we 100% cannot let this get out.
Yeah.
This cannot get out. And yes, if I know they're all saying, well, why didn't Biden release it? Because they would have been fucked up too. It would have been bad for everybody, bro.
Wait.
They're fucking kids. They're fucking
kids. Why didn't Trump release it the first time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
they're for 4 years.
They're just going back and forth about they're like playing chicken. Like, are you gonna expose everybody? Fuck no. Are you gonna expose everybody? Fuck no. It's just chicken. It's just fucking chicken.
Sure.
And Epstein was like, hey, Trump, you're on the Epstein file. Or Elon was like, hey, Trump, you're on the Epstein files. Hey, Steve Bannon, you're on the Epstein files. Neither of them have sued Elon Musk for defamation. Neither of them.
That is true. True.
If you accuse me of being on that fucking list, I would sue you right now. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'd sue you. Neither Trump or Steve Bannon have said a word about Elon saying that they were on the Epstein files. Because definitely not. Why the fuck would they say anything? They are trying to ignore this forever. This is the last time they're trying to bring it the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jake, you're at a hallelujah, amen, or?
That was perfectly said. Perfectly said. Why are you so scared? The way he reacted to that question was guilty.
Oh, yeah.
If Ghislaine Maxwell's...
Yep.
If Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail and there's not a client list, why the fuck is she in jail? What did she do? If there's no clients, then what did Ghislaine Maxwell do? That got her 20 years in fucking prison. Oh yeah, she was getting kids for these fucking rich people.
Okay.
The same way Diddy got to go out here and do this weird ass shit and got off with it because he just has infinite money.
Yeah, we got off several times.
Yeah.
So, anything else to add? All right.
Yeah, you're all sick. Put out the fucking list. Let us see it. I want to see it. I don't care who goes down. I hope you take them all down.
That list is yesterday, dude. That's gone. What if it existed? It's gone now. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's gone forever, dude. They
It's
fucked us.
wherever they keep the Holy Grail in the fucking Area 42 crash or whatever. It's
we're never gonna see
Area
it.
51 crash. 42. Where did I get 42 from?
I don't know.
It's okay. So I recognize.
Come on, John.
These facts that are in there, right? Okay. Scattered amongst the nonsense of the, facade and the whatever. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't. What's always been true to me, which never seemed to matter, is that clearly Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were best friends. Donald Trump had bragged about being in the dressing rooms of the Miss Teen USA pageant, fucking bragged about grabbing women by their pussies. Like, none of this is news. The only thing, what's news to me, what's mind-blowing to me, as someone who has just been outside of society for several years, is how far this became somehow about exclusively Democrats. Like, what are you kidding?
You missed it.
Like, I get the Bill Clinton thing. Like, sure, the Clintons and they all hung around. Sure. But excuse me, like, there's only one person who was besties with this man the entire time. So, like, Occam's razor here it's clearly it's Trump. It's Trump. I mean, it's Trump and it's Trump and it's Trump. I mean, like, what the list? Donald John Trump. That's the list. You got it. You know what I mean? Like, and sure, I'm sure that, their business trafficked other people, but like the idea that there's this like secret cabal. No, it's these people in front of you. It's the stuff that's happening in front of you. It's the obvious answer. It's not some complex, complicated, fucking weird ass theory. It's the facts of the case. Like, I don't need the fucking list. I got the plain logs that they handed out in those binders, which was fucking, like I said before, evidence that is public because it was in a trial. And it was enough to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Ghislaine Maxwell deserved 20 years in prison. So it was happening.
It was happening. Kids.
It was happening. It was happening. And Donald Trump was there. I'm sure that you could very easily prove that he was involved or at least knew about it. It wouldn't be shocking to anybody. I mean, I see a clip of Robin Williams joking about it years ago, about Trump having the Miss USA pageant, like it being like, I forget how he put it, but just basically like, I don't know, problematic. It's problematic. Everybody knows it's problematic because the man's a pervert.
Right.
And he's not afraid to say it. So that's what bothers me about it. It's not like, I don't care. Sure, but like, you're not discovering something. Like, you're just pay attention, idiot. Like, duh. Like, I just, like, it didn't bother, but you still voted for him.
Right.
He's the most obvious client on that list.
A single picture with Jeffrey Epstein would be a coincidence. Dozens and dozens of pictures with Jeffrey Epstein sounds like a pattern.
What do they have on Bill Clinton? Like one picture, right? Like a picture. Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. But you've got video and picture and hours of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein talking about intimate details of Trump and Mar-a-Lago and the years and time they spent together. But somehow it, like, now you're having an awakening that, oh my God, Trump's on the Epstein files. How fucking thick can you possibly be? This is what bothers me. Like, it's not like there's only been ever one client that like everybody knew for sure was on there, and it was Donald Trump. And now all like, and this is what it took to break. I mean, I guess welcome to the fucking party, MAGA, you fucking dum-dums. Like,
right, welcome. We fucking knew it was never coming out, brother. Y'all voted for him. You voted for Jeffrey Epstein's best friend for real.
Yeah. Jesus. You elected to go eat dinner at Jeffrey Dahmer's house, and then were surprised when you got fed humans. Like, what?
Or
not Dahmer, he was gay.
You know how Trump only appoints the best people.
That's why he's
Trump
Republican.
Trump only appoints the best people.
He does.
So either that or the best people completely botch the whole entire thing.
Trump also appoints people who defended Epstein, people who chose not to prosecute Epstein in Florida, like Pam Bondi and his first labor secretary. I mean, these are all people. His lawyer is Epstein's lawyer, Dershowitz. His lawyer, Dershowitz, is actively one of his main things. Is he in public says Dershowitz, Trump's lawyer and friend, says the age of consent is far too high. That's his thing. He says that in public, out loud, all the time. Like that is his crusade. So I just don't understand why you've all been so confused. I just don't know why you've been so confused. Is Bill Clinton in there too? Maybe. I don't know. Does it fucking matter to me? No, because I don't fucking care. That whole establishment from James Carville to Bill Clinton to fucking every last one of them that cut welfare to balance the budget. I don't give a rat's ass. Like, I don't care that you turned the party into Republicans and fucking sat around and did nothing for fucking 20 years so you can collect internet boom money. Like, I just, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, throw him
fuck
under the
you,
jail.
fuck you.
Clinton's on the list, throw him under the jail too. We don't give a fuck. We don't idolize these people.
No, we don't. We don't like the other video we said, like nobody's having a fucking Bill Clinton themed 4th of July party.
Right.
Nobody, nobody's okay. Yeah.
I'm glad we got to talk about that. Fuck them all.
Fuck them all. Can I show you this? Oh, I'm gonna show a little video of everybody's favorite vice president, JD Vance, on the Theo Vaughn show just a matter of weeks ago.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing. We can go down that rabbit hole, but anyway.
Whoops.
How does first of all, how does anybody take him seriously with that fucking laugh? That is not a human laugh. That is not a human laugh.
No, they like pull a string in his back. You know, like those old school toys where you pull the string in the back. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a snake in my boot.
Exactly.
Well, he's not worried about it because it's not illegal to fuck your couch.
No, couches do not have the same rights.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Age of consent with couches.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Of course he
No.
did.
That's why. I mean, that's why they're there. They're nice and they're pliable. Here's Don Jr. less than a year ago.
I'm fine with all the other lists. As long as I'm not on the Epstein list, we're good, right? Speaking of which, how is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks? It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Ouch. Like spoiled milk, brother. Like spoiled milk.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Could it be because they all have the same fucking defense attorney?
Yeah. Good call.
Oh my God. So yeah. That's the Epstein update. I don't think we're ever gonna see that list there, boys. I'm sorry. Sorry. So, try harder, MAGA. Try harder.
Never happened. You've been duped, suckers. Just admit you were lied to, bro. Come on over. Let's get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Just admit that they were lied to. Stop these shenanigans.
God, please, can you just admit it? Just admit like it was right in front of your face the whole fucking time. That's the thing. Like, even with like the Joe Rogans and stuff, like I don't care that like you can't act surprised. Even you don't act surprised, but just take responsibility. But
Right.
that's why they truly love MAGA though, because MAGA gives them the ability to not take responsibility for anything. You are the victim. You are the victim, and he is your retribution. That's the message, and resonates to losers. Anyway, let's move on. So, everybody's favorite Texas Senator Ted Cruz was caught vacationing during this tragedy in Greece. This man, every time there is something going on, it is a fucking disaster going on back in his house. And here, I just want to show you guys, I want to play for you guys what this man has to say because, God, the fucking blistering amount of hypocrisy that just seeps out of these people is just insane.
What's your response knowing the state and cuts to the NWS in recent months by this administration?
So I don't know the source for what you're saying. All of the public reporting I've seen is that there were two alerts that went out, one just after 1 a.m., one after 4 a.m. You know, I can tell you, I talked about the partisan finger pointing. I think there have been some eager to point at the National Weather Service and say cuts there led to a lack of warning. I think that's contradicted by the facts. I think it is reasonable over time to engage in a retrospective and say at every level what could have been done better, because all of us would want to prevent this horrific loss of life. But I think just immediately trying to use it for either side to attack their political opponents, I think that's cynical and not the right approach, particularly at a time when we're dealing with a crisis and we're dealing with grief.
Okay. I want to remind you that this is a man who nonstop, along with the rest of Fox News, made everything about Karen Bass being on a humanitarian trip in Africa during the wildfires a fucking national news story. Not a family vacation, humanitarian trip to Africa, right? It was fucking nonstop on the news cycle. Blame Gavin Newsom for not going out with a rake and cleaning up the national parks or whatever. All of these wild, idiotic things that they say. And also, one more thing before I get you guys' opinion, I need to let you know that in the provisions of the big, beautiful bill, Ted Cruz added an amendment to personally cut more of the predictive part of the National Weather Service, the NOAA, and specifically the emergency alert systems. So, yeah, Ted Cruz. Fucking.
Do I go?
Yeah,
Who goes? Jake, you want to go? Jake, you want to say something?
I absolutely hate this man. And when he speaks, you know, when you see a politician, usually they can at least fake a little bit of sadness for the deaths of the people that are living in their state. You didn't even see him blink an eye calling it a crisis or the amount of people we've lost. That's what I see. It's like just disgusting, his demeanor throughout the whole thing. Like almost he was more upset that he got interrupted during vacation than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a real piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredible that he just keeps getting reelected. Blows my mind.
Do you think that he's just like on vacation every time and he just gets like a text on his phone and he's like, oh, God damn it. Not again.
Shit.
Fuck.
Shit.
This
No,
is gonna look so bad.
I will tell you, he has zero self-awareness because they beg him to not show up at World Series games, at fucking any sort of championship game, because he is completely. Do you guys know this? What I'm about to say?
No.
Every time that Ted Cruz shows up to an important sporting event in his state, that team loses. It has never not happened. From the Houston Rockets to the Houston Cougars to the fucking Dallas Cowboys to, I mean, it is unequivocal. When Ted Cruz
incredible.
shows, it's yeah, you got to look this up. This is true. Like it is, teams like when they're about to play in these important games, if you like go to like that team's Twitter, you will see fans making posts. Stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck away. Do not come near here. And yeah, the man is just a pariah on every single level.
Here's my thing. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, or maybe last. I don't remember, but people that are like, I don't discuss politics. Yeah, because you have shitty values. the same way that Ted Cruz is like, let's not make this political. Right. It's because you're a piece of shit and you did it, brother.
Yeah. It's also because, like, no matter where, like, because at some point, like, Republicans have to take the responsibility. This isn't about political right now. Like this is about like they can't get answers from anybody. And the whole state's run by Republicans. Like everywhere you look, like it's the Republican sheriff of this and the fucking Republican comptroller of that, and everywhere and every person that you ask on TV about this tragedy, they're just fucking shifting blame. Like, oh, it's the National Weather Service. It's their fault. It's their fault. But at the same time, like locally, like you didn't think, like locally, like this was important, but somehow like you voted down the tax increase that it would take to put in a siren system. You have a fucking siren system? Like buy the cranky one from the fucking thrift store. Like have a fucking siren system. Like that to not do that in an area where you're gonna keep children is wildly irresponsible. But it's no shock from a state that also didn't still hasn't no one's taken responsibilities for the Uvalde tragedy either. So this is just the same thing all over again. So I mean, please, God, for your children's sake, like Texas, wake up. Get these people out. I mean, I don't even care if they're Democrat or Republican. Get better people in there. Get better
That's
people.
it. Yeah. Yes, it's terrible, bro. They don't give a shit.
No.
They don't give a shit. It is so sad to watch these people lose their lives senselessly when if it really comes down to they just weren't willing to spend the money to keep these people safe, then you're on the wrong side. That's just all there is to it. If these people didn't spend, they just said, we can't afford that expense. Well, let's get a new sheriff's car, or let's, add on to our local jail or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like then that's truly disheartening, and it does not change the fact that the loss of life is truly devastating. Like I could not fathom losing my child. Could not. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. You can watch that video of those girls singing on the bus as it drives over the roaring water and be like, oh, okay, that's not our fault because we cut half the cost to emergency systems. A little bit crazy.
It is. It is absolutely. And, it's not even like, so if you take it to the next level of the state, Governor Abbott is running a $26 billion surplus or something right now, not feeding school children, not matching Medicaid funds, and obviously not addressing any of the needs of the emergency systems around his state either. So you have a man who is sitting on your tax dollars and not spending them, hoarding them for what? Or is he hoarding them? I wouldn't be surprised to find out in situations like this. Usually, like especially in Ohio, we've had this problem with politicians in our state over and over again, where there's a so-called surplus, when in reality there's just missing money. That happens a lot
there's nobody.
Would not shock me at all. Would not shock me at all to find that because I've seen it happen in other states. So yeah, it's just like get better people in there because like it's sick. I mean, I don't know. There's all these poor parents, man. They can never get answers from anybody, from a local to state. Just they get nothing. It's really sad to see. I like Texas. I've been there quite a few times. Dallas area. It's all right. I deserve better than that.
Can't say I've ever had the desire.
Well, yeah, I don't blame it.
Never just popped up on the states I want to visit.
Yeah, well, just like any other place in the country, like the cities are the cities in every state. You know what I mean? So like, Dallas.
Where are you going in West Virginia?
Fucking Parkersburg. Obviously, duh. Gets you some couch burn. Oh yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next set. So Trump, as I mentioned earlier, is obsessed with Zohran still. So during his meeting, he takes the time out of his day.
This is a communist. He's not a socialist. He's a communist. And he said some really bad things about Jewish people. And he said some really...
He has not. But Donald Trump did use the slur Shylock in a speech just a few days ago. Zohran Shylock counter, 0. Donald Trump, 2. He doubled down on it the next day.
Bad things about a lot of people. And I think he's going through a little bit of a honeymoon right now, but he might make it. But, it all comes through the White House. He needs the money through the White House. He needs a lot. He's going to behave. He'll behave. He better behave. Otherwise, he's going to have big problems. But it's a philosophy that this country is not ready for, and it never will be.
First of all, what a creep. Like, what's he going to do? Spank him? Second of all, the money comes from New York to the federal government, not the other way around.
Yeah. Even I knew that.
Yeah. New York City, I don't know if he knows this or not because he didn't live there most of his life, but it is the financial capital of the entire fucking planet. A lot of money. A lot of money, lots of tax revenue. Definitely a donor state. Most of the population lives there. So maybe no. But it gets worse because later on he actually threatened to take over New York if Mamdani gets elected, which is beyond insane. Beyond insane. I just don't understand how this man just continues to not be impeached every day.
It's a cult, John.
It is a cult, but there's also just submissive enablers all around.
Because they know the alternative. You either get lied or he defames you, and these fucking cultists will just follow suit, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Maybe they're just all on the list. That's what it is. Like they're just all on the list. He got rid of his name, and he's got the rest of them just wrapped around his finger now. I don't know. Whatever the reason being, we're supposed to hate Zohran. Also, here's something, I haven't, personally been able to be countered as a minority group for a long time, but thanks to America getting great again, Italian Americans are now once again, a minority group who gets stereotyped. And so we were supposed to hate Zohran Mamdani because there's a picture of him flipping off a statue of Christopher Columbus. Now, I'd like to remind everybody that Christopher Columbus sailed to America under the flag of Spain because Italy didn't want him back then, and we don't give a fuck about him now. So, yeah, I'm excited to be able to speak my piece as an Italian American. Jake, anything to add?
I just didn't know people still supported Christopher Columbus. Wasn't he a huge rapist and he missed?
Yeah, that's it's
like
weird.
Crazy. Like, isn't it like?
So he failed to do what he said he was going to do. He likes to rape people, and he killed a lot of people.
I didn't know
He's
people
responsible for a lot of death. He sounds a lot like our current president.
I thought that we were. I honestly thought that we were all off Christopher Columbus. I didn't think there was anybody still on the Christopher Columbus train at all. Period.
Me too.
Oh no, fellas! There's still an underlying current of people who are angry that Columbus Day is no longer called Columbus Day.
He missed.
He missed. He didn't even discover here. He discovered there.
He wasn't even trying to get here.
No. That idiot didn't know where he was going. That's why he had a hard time getting a job.
The dude thought the world was a million times smaller than it is.
Yeah. He was like, no, look, it's like a lake. I'll be there tomorrow.
Oh my God.
It will starve to death. The men almost mutiny.
It didn't.
Oh my God. They were all probably rotting with syphilis by the time they got there too. No, nobody cares about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, I thought that everybody was anti-Columbus. Like
this is the weird retro hyper nostalgic universe that these people exist in. It's fucking ridiculous. So yeah. That's fun. None of Italian Americans. Ooh, that Mamdani. Fucking A. Yeah, that's I'm cool. I still like him. His latest social media post was great. But we're gonna highlight some other Democrats today. Before we do that though, you guys see, speaking of the MAGA universe, the outrage over Superman.
No.
So Apparently, Superman is too woke. Don't worry, I brought video.
Superman isn't the Henry Cavill.
Um, this new one, I don't know who's in it. I don't like Superman, so I've never watched any of them really. Not a fan. But Fox News has, and Fox News is pissed.
That and I don't know. We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Wow.
Is it superimposed or it actually says that?
It is super.
Just on the knuckles.
Super.
One.
Oh my god, they're so funny. Was it Henry Cavill or not?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't like Superman. But although the prospect of going to a movie theater and knowing that no MAGAs will be there is actually pretty comforting.
That is true. Too bad it's that movie.
Right. Man, can't you guys I was gonna say can't you hate sinners, but no, check, they did. Yeah. So yeah, Superman's too woke because it promotes immigrant themes because he's from another planet and he's not accepted and blah blah blah. It just sounds like a lot of guilty conscience to me.
Yeah.
Like maybe never does this ever turn into self-examination for these people. Never does these feelings of gut-wrenching guilt ever turn into
Quick thing for all the MAGAs. The real world leans left, brother.
Oh yeah. Well, they're
the world
terrified of
leans
that
left.
place. They're terrified of the real world.
They don't get it.
No, they are seriously. They do not know how to exist outside their cocoon. They are the caterpillars that die inside because they will not come out. Is that the Elsa? You just do an Elsa in the movie?
No, I was checking which one's left.
Oh, gotcha.
Sometimes it's hard.
And it's really got me fucked up because you're mirrored essentially, so your left is
Right,
actually,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
all wrong.
The correct L to me is your right.
Yep, definitely. So Superman too woke for them. So if you're looking for a movie with some peace, check out Superman. All right. So I promised we were gonna highlight Kat because she is one of the best communicators. Kat, her job was for years to watch Fox News and make response videos, which I don't know. Jake, you said earlier it sounded like a fun job.
Yeah. Wouldn't you just love to react to them all day?
Oh, dude, listen, if we can get this podcast to make money, that's what I'll do. I will definitely go and watch it all the time and make response videos. But
Me too. I've actually never watched it, but I would enjoy giving it a try, maybe.
absolutely. So yeah, I guess you're right. Right. I feel like we haven't introduced her at all in this show, so I'm going to start with this one, even though I really like the one where she gives the middle finger to the Karen who's trying to disrupt the drag story time. But let's start with this one.
My name is Kat Abugdaleh. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois, and I think that we waste a lot of money in politics. So here's how my campaign's been spending our resources over the last 3 months. Because of our thousands of individual donors, we've been able to go from the long shot candidate in March to polling second, ahead of 5 career politicians and just single digits behind the one in the lead. We hired our field coordinator and research director and paid them a living wage. We launched our merch line. I'm wearing one of our shirts right now, and you can buy it at catforillinois.com/store. But we also stocked an entire community fridge and pantry by trading our campaign yard signs for food donations. We bought a bunch of cleanup supplies and have been working with dozens of volunteers to clean up our community. We sponsored 2 pride parades, the Evanston Juneteenth celebration, and the Main Street Fair, because I think if you want to represent a community, you should put your money where your mouth is to support it. We also hosted a free pride party and drag show at Nobody's Darling. We highlighted a dozen local queer-owned businesses and Trans Upfront Illinois, a community organization that protects and supports trans kids. We got some campaign embroidery kits, which I used to teach embroidery classes around the district. We also held a Pay What You Want comedy show. We packed the Laugh Factory on a Tuesday night, while also keeping the event affordable and accessible to everyone. We had office hours and painting parties and launched our campaign volunteer Discord server, which has about 2,200 members already. And we were able to afford the necessary services you need to run a campaign, from our website fees to our compliance people. And this is all just in our first 3 months, while we were still setting things up. Think about what we can do now. I'm trying to build a model that makes every campaign a net benefit to the community, win or lose. And that's going to help us win. Thank you so much for your support, and see you on the campaign trail.
Period.
That's
That's
how
someone
you
who you know supports LGBTQ plus rights.
Yes.
Because she does put her money where her mouth is. Supporting parades? Period. That is crazy. That is so, so cool.
And only just a few months they've been at work on this thing, and it's a super exciting campaign.
And debunks any reason of like, oh, we need money to run this campaign. Guess what? This bitch did it without all that stuff. And she's in second. I don't know if she's passed by now, but
I have found, and I've been doing my research, guys, and I have found candidates around the country, vetting them. But the ones like we're really going to prop up anybody that I can find, and there are several. We're taking no PAC money. I'm running for Congress in certain places. No PAC money is like the number one thing that I'm looking for. Because if you genuinely believe what you believe, like I'm more willing to work with you than if you are taking money to, start every sentence with, well, clearly Israel has the right to defend itself. And I condemn the actions of Hamas. Like I don't need to hear that. Like I get it. Like, yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows. But anyway, yeah, so I really like her a lot. And she's as we continue to highlight her as we go through the campaigns and stuff, I'll show you guys. She's got great clips of from her background. She's got great clips of being on CNN and stuff, just like teaching these guys. She's a really great communicator, just like Zohran. Like there's no question that she's afraid of. She takes on things like universal health care. She told Scott Jennings to try to make her sound like an idiot, and she was like, "No, listen, universal. I believe that every person deserves access to health care." He goes, "Even immigrants, even illegals?" And she goes, "Yeah, every person." Says, "Are you sure you're really gonna say?" He's like, "Yeah, every person, Scott." And I just loved it.
Yes, I did flip off some bigots for telling children they'd go to hell. And no, I'm not going to apologize. My name is Kat Abugdaleh. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois, and as usual, the right is mad at me. That's because I gave the finger to a woman who was terrorizing kids. I think in their eyes, this qualifies as assault. A few weeks ago, I was at a local library to support families going to a drag queen story hour event. Hundreds of other people showed up to protect them from harassment. And when I say harassment, I mean harassment. Conservatives showed up and stood at the door to tell children and their families that they were going to hell, and yelled about how God doesn't recognize their basic dignity. They were screaming at kids for wanting to hear a story. So when a woman started filming people, including children, calling them pedophiles and predators, I flipped her off and told her she should be ashamed of herself. And I'd do it again. Just 10 years ago, we were all horrified by the actions of the Westboro Baptist Church. But as Trump and his cronies have normalized far-right extremism, it seems like many leaders, including Democrats, feel as if they have to justify blatant hate as a legitimate political opinion. As if decorum is more important than people's rights. It is not. When it's your children, your neighbors, your community, how will you respond? How do you want your leaders to respond? Do you want your congressperson to compromise with the people telling babies they're going to hell? Or do you want your congressperson to flip those people off?
Yeah, the second thing. That's actually great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a fan, and her merch is sick.
It is so cool.
The "What If We Didn't Suck" shirts.
What
Yeah,
if we didn't suck? I know. I'm really considering. Like, I'm gonna have to, check the monthly bills, but I might see me wearing one on one of the next podcasts for sure. Because I believe in that campaign a lot. I really like what she's doing.
Me too. She's a badass. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. One other thing I want to mention real quick. So there's the mayor of Baltimore is Brandon Scott, and he has been just a MAGA target since his election last year. They call him a DEI hire. He was, clearly pointed out on MSNBC that DEI is the new N-word, and that's how he feels about it. He's very good, but like they seriously doubted him, and this is all he's done is reduce crime in the city of Baltimore. I don't have the graphic. That's all right. All he's done is reduce crime in the city of Baltimore by over 50% since he's been in office, simply by extending after school programs, summer programs, opening up community centers, and it's just been all investing in kids and education and stuff to do for teenagers. And the crime rate has plummeted. Baltimore has never been doing better. And he just deserves a huge shout out because he put up with a lot of shit when he got elected, like nonstop. He still does. Like when I went to go look to find something to put out on TikTok and Instagram for him, it was mostly just right wing commentators just smearing him. And he's done an incredible job there and deserves all of the credit. So good for him in the city that I love, Baltimore.
It is rather impressive what he's done with the crime rate.
Yeah.
Simply by investing in the community.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's almost like kids don't want to be shitty. They just want, community.
Yeah, he didn't like have to expand the size of jail or be tougher on crime or just nope. He just simply invested in his community. Imagine that.
Imagine that. All right, fellas, that's a great place to leave it. Guys, got anything else you want to add before we go? All
Nah.
right, thank you all for watching. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Like and subscribe here on YouTube, Substack. We've got paid subscriptions. If you can, help us out. If not, it's free. All of our material will always be free. It's also on, you can also find us on YouTube for free. You can go to our website, derealizationnation.com, and buy one of these sick t-shirts. They come
Got
in
some merch.
Get some merch, bro. Get some merch. And until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
That's what's left.
When there's only one race, and that's mankind, we shall be free.
So